What's good, YouTube? It's Supreme J here. Now today we have a after release date cop, and of course by the title you guys can see that this is for the Jordan 11 Space Jam Lows, and I got a lot to say about this shoe, so let's just get things started. For starters, for the box you get the traditional OG style box, which is cool. And the reason why I like when Jordan Brand does, different types of boxes for different types of shoes is, as somebody that keeps my shoes in a box, makes them a lot easier to figure out which is which, versus when a couple years ago when almost every Jordan release was just in a black Jordan box with a gold Jumpman logo, and you gotta go and you read all the tags and stuff. So I like that they've been, it seems like more recently they've been making the boxes more unique. Even something as simple as like what the Royal Ones, for example, where they made it black and blue versus just simply sticking with the OG Jordan 1 box. So something minor, but I appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and take them out the box. I got a lot about the shoe. I got a lot to say about the shoe, but let's go ahead and just simply talk about the shoe and break it down real quick. So starting things off, my favorite thing about the Space Jam colorway definitely is this icy outsole. Now with this bright light, it's not going to be as apparent, but this thing is super iced up, and that's what I love so much about the Space Jams. This outsole, in my opinion, just goes hard, and you can kind of see there as the camera starts to focus a little bit more just how blue and icy it is. And that's why with my OG pair of Space Jams, the 2016 pair, I still had them icy for as long as I could. I kid you not, I would literally scrub the bottoms of them every single time that I wore them to keep them looking nice and icy, which is some my BOD, but I just love the shoe so much, and I love to keep my shoes looking as brand new as possible. And so that's one of my favorite things about the Space Jams. But yeah, so you have that, you have the blue rubber traction pods right here, and of course you have your good old carbon fiber, and then you have the white midsole. And then when you come up to the upper, of course you have the signature patent leather featured on pretty much all Jordan 11s. And then for the upper on these, it's just simply that mesh upper. Even on the lace loops right here, obviously with Jordan 11s, such as the Columbia 11 lows or the UNC 11 lows, you'll have, sometimes it'll be leather with, mesh strips right here, or sometimes it'll be all leather uppers. So Jordan Brand always kind of changes things up, but for the Space Jams, of course, it's always going to probably be that mesh upper. And then these are the first ones, I guess, that actually copy the movie and actually switch things up and say Space Jam, I believe. I saw that in Nightwing's video, so something cool to think about. On the back right here, you have your 23, and obviously it's like screen printed on, and you have your little Jumpman logo. Now, something that I noticed about these compared to the 2016 release is that this is a lot more of a blue. And you can see it right here. It looks a lot more blue. On my 2016 pair, it looks like a hit more of purple, and it's even apparent right here. So I'm not sure. Sorry about that. I don't know why, and I hate when my GoPro does that. But yeah, I'm not sure why it does that. But yeah, so the 2016 pair looks a little bit more purple, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, so overall though, in general, I think that this is the best summer release for a sneaker. I think that these just go good with, obviously, basically any type of outfit that you can think of throwing on. I've never understood the hate for 11 lows. I think that the silhouette still looks good, and obviously with the lows, I mean, you can still wear them with pants, you can still wear them with shorts, you can still wear them with everything that you would wear with a pair of, high top 11s or the OG, style 11s. So I don't really understand the hate for them. And it's funny because at the end of the day though, these things sold out and they restock and sell out. And so yeah. But now I'm going to tell you guys real quick about why the Space Jam was such a special sneaker to me. So in 2016, that is the year that I became a sneakerhead, and the Space Jams were the first release where I really got to witness what it's like to be a sneakerhead and actually go for such a hyped up release. And it was just so much hype, and then I ended up having to actually get my pair by calling and ordering on the phone and getting lucky that way, because I struck out at the mall, and just the whole camping out aspect. And obviously things were different back then. It wasn't so reliant on raffles. There wasn't as much backdooring, and so it was just a different time, and it was a different experience. And it was around the time where I was barely starting to get my own money and stuff. So just overall, it was just a really cool and fond memory, and it kind of catapulted me even more into being a sneakerhead. And so I haven't really been a sneakerhead long enough to see pairs get retro twice. And so this is kind of like the one of the first few times that I'm seeing a pair where, you know, I was actually able to cop, you know, when it last retroed, and then they're kind of bringing it back again. And like I said, obviously I know that the low top is not the same as the high top, but it's like one of the first instances now where I'm seeing to where that, you know, they're bringing back a shoe that I remember releasing when I was first a sneakerhead, and then they're bringing it back at least in some form. And they kind of did the same thing with the Jordan 1 Low metallic navies, and so they, like, that was cool to see. And so yeah, so I'm finally starting to hit that, you know, age of being a sneakerhead to where I'm starting to, you know, see colorways get brought back and stuff. And so this is actually the first time where I'm going and I'm buying a colorway of a pair of shoe that I already have. Like I said, I have the 2016 pair, you know, and so now it's going to be nice to be able to wear this pair and kind of just, you know, beat on this pair, and, you know, still have my 2016 pair, because that shoe is, at the end of the day, it's like one of my holy grails. Like I said, I just have a very fond memory of, you know, being a sneakerhead at that time. And through this past 8 years, you know, I kind of strayed away from being a sneakerhead, and more recently, I'm sure you guys have seen, I've been buying a lot more sneakers recently and kind of getting a little bit back into it. Nothing crazy, but, you know, just buying what I like. And like I said, without a doubt though, I think that these are, you know, just one of the best summer shoes of this year, and I absolutely love the Space Jam colorway. To me, especially with the icy outsole, it's like one of the most iconic parts when I see the Space Jam, and I love it. I love these shoes. And so I wasn't actually planning on getting them 100%. I was kind of on that iffy, you know, on the edge. And so I didn't wake up early on Saturday. I didn't pay attention to the restocks. But of course, as fate would have it, I ended up going into the mall, going into JD. I seen they still had them on Thursday, and I was like, do you guys have my size? And they had my size. And so I was just like holding them in my hand, and I'm like, I can't resist getting these. I don't have that type of control. So I ended up getting them. No regrets though. Like I said, I absolutely love this pair. But comment down below, were you guys able to pick up this pair if you guys wanted it? I think it's still somewhat in stock on a couple sites here and there. They definitely are restocking them, but I would also just check your mall in general to see if you can get lucky. And leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already.